Well, hello. It's Wednesday. And I'm running back from yoga again. Body feels a little beaten up today. I don't know why. I guess it could be some kind of flu-related pains. They always say that your body aches when you have the flu. I didn't get a flu shot this year. So it's beautifully sunny today. Not particularly warm, but nice and bright. A good day for photography. Soon I'm going to be turning on Pearl and heading up towards Doncaster Drive. It's really hard to get back into running mode after yoga. You spend over an hour trying to relax, only to start straining again. I'm not sure if this is Pearl. Nope. It's the next one. Well, I hope your training is going well. I hope you all have enough motivation to get out and train, practice, working on your aerobic fitness. I'm choosing Doncaster today because it's a lot quieter than the way I went last week. Doncaster is one of the few through roads I think I can turn up towards Doncaster now. It's going to be a steady uphill climb all the way to the Cedar Hill Chip Trail. So I'm crossing Victor now. Heading past the Oaklands Middle School. Actually, it looks more like elementary school. think I'm probably too high. I'm above Doncaster. Yeah, definitely in elementary school. I guess I should go back down to Doncaster. Now I've just come up on Pearl, so I know where I went wrong. So down again. There you go. Bang on pace. 7:30-ish. All right. So now I'm on Doncaster. It is quite an important street in this neighborhood. It goes slightly diagonally. And it's not continuous for cars. There are sections that only pedestrians can cross. But originally, it was one of the main connectors to Cedar Hill Road. Still trying to find my breath. Today is recycling day, so we might hear the trucks. Have to cross Hillside Avenue now. I'll press the pedestrian button. The climbing doesn't really start for a little while yet. It's pretty much flat at this stage. Come on, lights. Doncaster Drive. I used to have a client who lived in the building to my left. Ralph Punt. He was a vet from the war, the Second World War. He was suffering from dementia when I first met him. But he was in fact the guy who taught me how to play cribbage. I will probably add music to this one today, as you can probably tell. I have podcaster's block today. Don't have a lot to say. Not sure why. I'm not quite in the glory zone yet. I started recording about a minute after I started the app. Oh yes, I see Doncaster Drive climbing up. I'm really going to have to gauge my pace. It's about 500 meters of climbing. Well, I'm going. I didn't have the light, but I could see there was no traffic. I don't have my good camera with me today. We left in I left in a bit of a rush. Norma drives us to the yoga class. And she is one of these last-minute people. I've decided I'm going to walk this next section just because it does get a little bit steeper. And I want to be able to maintain a little bit of oxygen for speaking. So Your 5 Minutes, Season 1 is history. It's in the can, as they say. It's been a good season. Started it off while I was still incapacitated on crutches and wearing my boot. It's kind of fitting that in the last show I added a clip from way back in the beginning, just after I had my surgery. Alright, Cedar Hill Road I cross. And then I start jogging again. Up I go. The next little bump on Doncaster. We used to train here with the Harriers in the winter on Tuesday nights. I'm going to walk again. It's just my heart is not quite happy yet. It is definitely effort-related discomfort. But people are always asking me, well, do you have chest pains? Well, no, I don't. Mind you, pain is relative. I don't have very much discomfort. Just enough to remind me to back off a little. Very soon I'll be turning left onto Glacier Place, and then I'll be on the chip trail heading for home. I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, a winter running shirt. I really don't need it for today's run, but I did need it for the yoga class. It's quite cold in the studio. Couple more streets and I turn left away from the hill. Another little walk section. I think I got it right. Last time I did this I was walking, so this time I've come across the turnoffs a little earlier than usual. Yep. There's Derby. I have to cross Derby. And here, Doncaster does a little deep to the right and then the left. Getting back to your 5 minutes page. Feel free to post any link that you might have to a video that you might have made, preferably with audio intrigue. Towards the end I was lifting audio from my own videos, knowing full well that I was after the audio, but I was still saying things like, look over there, that kind of thing. Doesn't really work on audio only, but it is a good habit to get into, because most people do have a YouTube account for their videos. So if you record your video with that in mind, you will understand what I mean. Another little hike section.
Time 22 minutes 54 seconds. Distance 3 kilometers. Average pace 7 minutes 37 seconds per kilometer.
7:37. My favorite Boeing. One of the most popular passenger planes in the world at the moment. Hello.
Hello.
So I'm now on Glacier Place. Running again after having wimped out a few times on the hill. I should be okay now the rest of the way back. So 20 minutes of recording, heading to the silence of the chip trail. I have about 1 kilometer of Cedar Hill Golf Course to run, and then I'm on Queensbury Drive. So apart from a little detour at the beginning, the rest of the run has been as planned. It's going to be about a 5-miler by the time I'm done. 8 kilometers. Hi, jogger coming through. Okay, thank you. I'm still waiting for 2 shows to drop. One will be Jim's summary of the Virginia Marathon, and the other one will be Kevin's part 2. I still haven't recorded anything for him. If he hasn't dropped a show by tonight, I will record something for him tomorrow. Tomorrow, being Thursday, I will probably be hiking on Mount Doug again. Hello. This shirt has the annoying habit of creating a little fart pocket in my armpit. I think it's the material, not my skin, that's making the slapping sound. I'm gonna miss the contributions and the little job of editing that I enjoyed so much. But I still have my other flagship project, the Friends photography page. I posted a video that I made yesterday of Norma and I hiking on the mountain, and I felt the need to clarify one issue on the rules. The rules state no selfies. And you will say, but Carlos, you are in part of that video. Well, I consider a selfie to be a picture that you take of yourself, usually at arm's length. What Fia, my sister-in-law, would call a nostril shot. So I have two options now with this rather sparsely worded recording. One is to make deliberate cuts where I'm not speaking and shorten it to 15 minutes, or to let it run the full course and have music filling in for where I'm not speaking. If I get the sound balance right, it should be entertaining enough for a Wednesday in November. Just coming up on Cedar Hill Crossroad, just beginning to feel aerobically comfortable with this pace. I was going to go to the supermarket on this run, but I think I'll just run it home. And if I really need food later on to go out again, probably on my bike. Because even though I'll be running past Mount Douglas Food Market, .36. Well, that's not a bad pace for today, considering I walked a fair amount of Doncaster Drive and I had to wait a little while to cross the streets. Just coming up on Herman's place. Herman, the German, who in fact is Austrian. I think I've been running about 30 minutes now. I'll listen for the next kilometer. Reminder, I'm getting distance, time and pace on the kilometer. Some of you might have noticed the panorama type pictures that I've been posting. Those ones are thanks to Google's algorithm. If it can find something of similarity, either a horizon or a tree or a mountain, and you take a picture which includes a little view of said object, and then you pan and take another picture, and then you pan a little more and take another picture. Eventually, when the algorithm has analyzed your pictures, it will piece them together where it can, which gives quite a pleasing effect actually. gives you more like a 180 degree view from edge to edge. Excuse me. Now coming up to the back of, what's it called now? The Broad Mead. No. Brayfoot, that's the one. I knew it started with a B. Brayfoot Elementary School. They have already called the kids back in, so I can take a shortcut across their playing field. Alley-oop. Talking of alley-oop, my friend Derek has contacted me recently wanting to run again. So he's obviously recovered from his fall. He had an epileptic seizure. And I believe he bit through his tongue. Very painful. Couldn't eat for a while. So I'm now running on a wet school grass playing field, heading towards the bridge that'll take me over the noise and to Bow Park. So we should get a reminder very soon of the distance and the time. As I walk across a particularly sloppy section and onto the footbridge, which I will continue to walk. Alright, at the middle of the bridge, luckily there's a lull in the traffic. The trees ahead of me are a beautiful iridescent bronze color, almost verging on silver. More like a copper color. Alright, so I'm heading away from the noise now into Felton Trail and Bow Park. Hopefully I will hear the next announcement. So other than Jim and Kevin, I guess we can always expect a dropped show, a submission from either Ron or just plain Dave. Once I see them appear on my podcast feed, I will share them to the page.
Time 37 minutes 43 seconds. Distance 5 kilometers. Average pace 7.
Alright, so that'll give me about 10 minutes to go before I get home, which means that this show is already full length. So I will say bye-bye to you for Wednesday, the 15th of November, on my way back from yoga. And I will record again for you on Sunday. Bye-bye.